Think of yourself as a big deal because you are a freaking big deal. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. This is Leslie and we're gonna talk about something that I've been meaning to talk about in 2023. But first, like and subscribe. First of all, I want to start off by saying that I've been uploading these episodes on my Only Self podcast. So if you're listening to this on the Only Self podcast, thank you for listening and like and subscribe. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, this is under Leslie. And I just kind of want to clear that up because I don't want any confusion into you guys thinking that Only Self has died. It is still alive and thriving. I just came on YouTube to kind of, spread my word of wisdom to all these social platforms. It's really hard to keep up nowadays. Like, it's just too much. You guys haven't noticed, I am crocheting. I started crocheting 2 weeks ago, and before I started this video, I just figured out the magic loop. And I'm really excited about it. I got these little crochet kits on Amazon and I'm gonna show you what I'm trying to make. Hold up. I'm trying to make this little chickeny. It is so cute. I wanna go back to like my hobbies. I feel like I've always been a creative person. Obviously life happens and you kind of just fall out of, your creativeness. Like I used to paint, I used to draw, and now I just wanna get back to it. I kind of wanna stray away from being on social media so much because as a content creator, that's all you're doing all freaking day. And I feel like I have TikTok or like social media brain because my attention span sucks. And I don't know, I just want to go back to like living a normal thinking life. Does that make sense? But yeah, take up crocheting if you're into it. It's really good for the mind and we cannot waste it. Like, we have a lot of good things up in here. Enough rambling, let's talk about 2023. So last year I did a 2022 recap about everything I've learned and all the nonsense that I went through. Now we're doing the 2023 one, and I always do it around this year because this is the time of the month where I'm always reflecting like how much different I was in the beginning of the year compared to like how I am now. I think 2023 was definitely a transitional year. And what I mean by that is it was definitely the year where everything that I've learned in therapy was put to the test. So as a former people pleaser, I would always avoid confrontation and I would just avoid problems because I love to quedar bien with everybody. When you're that type of person, a lot of times people take advantage of you because you never say no and you never voice your concerns and your opinions about things. You would rather have somebody else be okay in their state of mind and then put the suffering onto you than to speak your mind up and say like, hey, what you're doing is wrong and this is not gonna work. This year I dealt with somebody very difficult, and for privacy reasons I cannot say who, and to be honest with you, it really challenged me and even questioned me as a person. Like, I was just like, I cannot stand this person. I was just like, I don't know how to deal with this person. Long story short, it was a lot of inner self-work because this person projected a lot of their insecurities onto me. Things look a little off is because my camera died and I had to charge it for like an hour. I'm gonna tell you something that I actually learned. A lot of times when people are difficult, it's because they themselves are struggling with their own internal turmoil. So it's never about you. That's something that I had to learn because as a former people pleaser, I automatically thought if somebody was difficult, it's because of me. And it's because of me being, maybe they don't like my personality, they don't like how I'm doing things, they don't like me. It was always a me thing. When the reality is, sometimes people are just difficult because they have their own ways of working, that have their own views of life, and it's never really about you. So this year I freaking learned that a lot of times people do project their insecurities onto you. This person was super insecure that they would project everything onto me and they would make me second guess. It was literally mind games. Like, I felt like I was in a toxic relationship. It was terrible. But I just want you to know that if you're going through this, know that it's just a temporary thing, and a lot of times it's always a them issue and it's not a you issue. And I feel like I had to work 1,000 times harder this year because I had to keep proving myself to this person, and no matter what I did, they would always find something wrong, or they would always find something to complain about or something to kind of like attack me with. It got to a point that I started defending myself, and after I started defending myself, they got very defensive, and it was just like meetings of like why I'm being rude and what's wrong with me. And I was kind of like, okay, like what the hell is going on? Because I was told that once I start defending myself, people are gonna like respect me, or people are just gonna like, you know, things are gonna fall into place. But I was literally fighting with this person, and I was just like, okay, like what am I doing wrong? Am I coming on too strong the way that I'm defending myself, or is it just a person being defensive that they just don't like being told that what they're doing is wrong, or they just want, it's like a control thing, you know what I mean? Long story short, don't let people hold you back, or don't let people second guess your thoughts and second guess yourself whenever you're feeling whatever you're feeling. I had to kind of talk myself into it, in the sense of like, I had to tell myself I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just defending myself. Like, this person just taking it how they want to take it because they have their own fucking problems. That was one of my biggest challenges of 2023. Aside, I have my little notes here, so if you see me looking, it's not because I'm ignoring you guys. It's because I have my notes. I always have my notes when I'm like recording, because I just don't want to ramble, and I'm the type of person who rambles, aka I'm rambling, right? So this year was the year to kick imposter syndrome's ass. And what I mean by that is I wanted to take my content creator journey more seriously. I would always say, oh my god, it's a side hustle, it's a side hustle, this is just like extra money on the side. And I didn't like that mindset, because it just kind of limited me into what I was able to do in the future. When you limit yourself, that's literally what life's gonna give you. If you limit yourself into only thinking a certain way, especially a small way, life is only going to give you small things. I told myself this year I'm going to take it more seriously. I'm going to take it like a business, because it is a business. If you're making money, it is a business. So I remember I told you last year that I landed my first UGC brand deal with Third Love. So this year I'm like, you know what? I'm a UGC creator. It is what it is. I've been doing content creating for 7 years. I already talk about products I love online. Might as well just freaking do it as a business and see where it takes me. This year, I don't mean to brag, but I just want you to listen to this so that next year, this could be you. This year, I worked with Ross, Fenty Beauty, Cali Ray, Tenologist, CVS, Dove, and many more. And I was in shock, because this was the year where I made the most money as being a content creator. Like, you know how every content creator has their pivot year, like the first year where everything just starts to hit back to back. This was the fucking year. And just by switching up that mindset of this is something real and this is something to be taken seriously, shifted the way that I created my content. The lesson here for 2023 is to think of yourself as a big deal, because you are a freaking big deal. And everything that you do in life, whatever you want to do, hobbies, crocheting, painting, whatever, being a runner, creating content, any aspect of industry wise or whatever you want to do in life, you have to think of yourself as a big deal. And I never thought of myself as a big deal because I don't have the biggest following. I don't have, like, I'm not the Alex Earl, I'm not the Monet, I'm not the Emily Kirsch, whatever the hell her name is. I have a community, and I've grown a community of tight-knit girls, and we support each other so much. And I feel like that's a lot stronger than just being famous or being a huge public figure. To be honest with you, fame is not what it's cracked up to be, and fame is not everybody can handle fame, and I don't think I could handle fame, let's be honest. Like, I love the privacy that I have, and I love just sharing whatever I feel like I could share, because I still want to hold my private life and I still want to hold certain things to myself. So the internet does not deserve every piece of you, because it could be a very scary place. But I'm just really happy that these brands have noticed me and see a value in me, and I definitely see a value in them because these are brands I already love. I really hope that you take this as inspiration in whatever you want to do in life, and tell yourself that you're a freaking big deal, and anything that you do and anything that you put your mind into, just being consistent consistent, staying focused, and having the confidence in yourself that you could do things, it could really pivot you in a different light. Another thing I want to talk about is dealing with death. So I've mentioned to you guys before on TikTok, but if you guys haven't known, my dad passed away this year, and this was a crazy perspective that I went through because I've had family members that have passed away, but I wasn't really close to them. So this is the first person that I was extremely close to that passed away. Dealing with death at the same time as like your career and life pivoting is such a weird imbalance, because at the same time life is moving forward and nobody waits for anybody, and life does not wait for nobody. I'm here like, you know, grieving my dad, being sad, just getting through it, and at the same time life is just giving me a bunch of good stuff that like I want to be happy, and I am happy for like a slight moment, but then I have my downs, and then I have my ups, and then I have my downs. So with anything in life, you're not going to be happy every single day, but I think it's more of the resilience that I've gained and just moving forward and just kind of praying. I've never been somebody that had faith, but I gained faith now, ironically. Usually happens after a death. I always try to find myself in this space of peace, especially before I go to bed. So I've been leaning more towards meditation, prayer, journaling, and stuff like that, because you really need to get those feelings of grief and everything out of your system. And I've obviously talked to my therapist about it, and it's just certain things that I myself am working through, because I did gain a lot of anxiety with his passing. You know, now I'm very anxious about my mom and about my stepdad. But I feel like with life, you just have to kind of grieve. That's something that my therapist always tells me. You need to grieve, you need to cry, you need to be sad, because repressing everything and just like ignoring your problems, it's gonna get worse as you get older. And I don't want to be like an old bitter person, because I've met bitter people at an old age and it's terrible. I don't know, it's not really a lesson, it's more of like growing pains, I guess. But if you're also going through this, just know that I'm here for you, and you just have to get through it. Unfortunately, death is the only thing you can't escape in life, and that's something that a lot of people cannot accept, including me. I think I've ever accepted death as much as I did right now in this time. It's still a weird concept. I feel like just as human beings, we don't understand the concept of death. It just doesn't click in our minds. It's just taking it day by day and just being compassionate with yourself. So I want to leave this on a note. What can we expect for 2024? So to be honest with you, right now I have 2 weeks off, and seasonal depression is kicking in. I know this is a time of the year where we should all be doing our vision boards and just like planning for next year and like, you know, go. Why don't we just do nothing? Like, I want to give you guys that assignment. Let's do nothing. This is a time of the year where you could just sit, reflect, spend time with your family. Don't worry about anything, because we spent the entire year planning goals. Literally on TikTok, that trending sound every first of the month. It's just like, why is it everything so like goals? Like, I get it. It keeps us motivated. I understand. I drink up the motivation juices that these gym bros and gym girls always like feed us. I'm just like, let me do nothing. Let's do nothing. Let's just do nothing. My therapist says doing nothing is doing something, and resting and just resetting and just taking everything all in. We've all had a rough year, and if you had a good year, good for you. Like, I'm giving you so much props, because we all deserve a good year. But those of you who had like a weird year, a lot of transitions, a lot of change, things are just not, it was just too much to kind of grasp. Just take it easy on yourself this last month. If you're still working, take it easy, because this is just a fucking job. Like, your mental health comes first, and I'm a super big advocate on it. Like, I literally took the last week off for PTO, and I purposely saved them, because the last week I know is always great, but I try to plan it out that I'm not as hectic the last week. And you know what it is, like, it's PTO days. Like, company gave me those days, I'm gonna fucking use them. Just take it easy on yourself. If you want to crochet with me, let me know. Put the link in the description where I got the crochet stuff. But honestly, pick up a little hobby if you want to go walking, you want to go running. I also bought something for like embroidery, like the little circle thing on Amazon. If you want to pick up stuff that you just want to do these next 2 weeks, just do nothing. You have the whole year to do things, but the last 2 weeks, just do nothing. You want to sleep in? Like right now, girl, I've been watching my shows till 2 a.m. and going to sleep and waking up at 12. I haven't done that since high school, and I wake up and I'm just like seizing the day, whatever I fucking feel like doing. If I want to go to Home Goods and walk around and look at things, I'm gonna do it. This is a time to just do nothing. You're gonna have all of January to do your vision board. It's fine. You're gonna have all of January and February and March and April to create content. Now just like do nothing. I want you to do nothing. And if I see you do something, it better be something that makes you happy and not for other people. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys have an amazing holiday. I hope you all had an amazing 2023. Thank you for listening to me. I am very happy that I have an audience that cares about what I think. It makes me a little nervous, but you know, I'm super appreciative all the time. If you're listening to me on Only Self Podcast, thank you so much for listening to me on your drive to work, anywhere in the car, if you're cleaning, if you're just working from home. I just appreciate every listen. We had a really good year on Spotify. I am so happy with my community because we really do ride for each other, and I'll fucking ride for you. Anyways, thank you so much for all the support. And we're looking forward to a kick-ass 2024. And nobody's gonna mess with us, because if they do, I got people. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Anyways, have a good night, or have a good morning, or have a good day. And I love you guys. Bye.